Now that all our blocks are ready, we're going to go ahead and lay out our block. So we have a background, a square triangle. I'm going to use the turquoise as my darker color from the pattern. And another white. And I have a textured white, so I got to make sure my little bubbles or circles are up on the right side facing up. Green in the center, bubble, oh that's upside down, bubble, bubble. And then place our half square triangles where we have turquoise, turquoise, and turquoise. And there we have it. Now, I have in the pattern to sew them together into rows. If you prefer columns, that's fine. What I'm about to show you how to nest seams and to square the rows and the blocks will work either way. So I'm going to sew mine into rows. I'm going to sew 1, 2, 3, and then I'll show you how I nest the seams. So we have our 3 rows sewed together, and I'm going to show you how pressing can help you nest your seams. So we got to plan a little bit ahead for pressing. I'm about to do this upside down, I think. And it's okay. All right. So we're going to go ahead and flip this over. I haven't pressed my seams yet. I just sewed the rows together. I'm going to press my seams in opposite direction. So I'm going to press this top ones to the right, to the left, and then to the right down here. And that's going to allow me to easily, or more easily, nest my seams. So I'm going to spray them with water. Grab mine. Now, if I wasn't planning ahead to nest these, you can also press these so if a shadow bothers you on the front of your quilt. So I did make a note of that in the pattern. If you're more concerned, if you're using white like I am, and more concerned about a shadow showing on the front, see it's showing just a tad, you can also press this open, and that'll help that shadow not be as dark. But if you're not concerned, I do suggest pressing it this way, where you have seams that are alternating, because it's going to make nesting them much better. It's going to make your corners meet a lot easier. I'm pressing in opposite directions. And last one. Of course, sticking it. So when you're lining up your rows, I always suggest lining them up by the seams, not the ends of your block. So to nest, we're going to line up our seams, and let me go ahead and zoom in a little bit. We're going to be looking at where the seams meet. And I call it, they meet at like a shelf, that's what I call it. And right here you can see the shelf between the purple and the turquoise, how it meets very nicely in there. An envelope, and it's called nesting. So there is a nested seam. And then on the next side, you can see it's nesting between the green and the white. It meets right there on the fold. That's a nest. So we're nesting the seams. And that's going to help your corners meet beautifully. So you can pin it here, or you can go ahead and walk it on over to your machine and sew it together. So I'm going to go ahead and sew my 2 rows together, these together, and then this one to here, and then we'll take a look at the front. Okay, so here is our finished block with the fixed point. And now our seam pressing plan really did come full circle. So here's the back, and you can see that our corners are nested really well. They line up nicely. Bring it up a little closer so you can see. Corners are lining up very nicely when nested. And I do press to the dark side as much as I can for these, especially because I have a white background. And I'm very happy with it.